When I was in Zuzu's Pedals, I used to work at this place called Al's Breakfast, which is in Dinkytown in Minneapolis, with a long 14-stool counter, a grill up front, and a kitchen in back. So you got on one side, it was a hardware store, on the other side it was Espresso Royale, and then there's just this alley. It's brick. It's just like an alley with a roof on it, essentially. I liked working there because you could allowed to be as rude as you wanted to be, and I was the mean waitress, is what they used to call me. The boss says, boom, boom, answer the phone, it's your parole officer, ha, ha, ha. And then I went back, and it was Everett True, the famous columnist for Melody Maker magazine. I'm Laurie Lindeen. Now I'm an author and a professor, but this is a story about the first time we had an interview with a big media star while I'm working in a really crappy Greasy Spoon diner. I used to go to work after a gig. So we'd play, we'd unload, we'd have to take everything back to our rehearsal space, unload again, be starving, so we have to go to Perkins or something, and then you're really wired from performing, so essentially you're up. I was up until it was time for me to go to work, and I just roll into work wearing whatever I wore to my show the night before. So when our second single came out, it was Single of the Week for Melody Maker, which was a very big deal back in the day. And I was supposed to do an interview, and their big name columnist Everett True was going to call me. He was like an older guy, and he always had girlfriends that looked like Courtney Love, but he loved American all-girl bands. So Everett has to call me to do this interview. I'm working, it's busy. I sit on a potato sack and talk to this guy in England in the kitchen in the back room, and I stretched the phone all the way to the back door, tried to get outside and back in the alley so I could hear and do this freaking interview. Everyone's yelling at work. I'm totally trying to sound cool and pretend I'm not where I am, but I was totally where I am. So here's the article, the actual one from the interview, December 7th, 1991. Zuzu's Pedals, they're from Minneapolis. They're a hard-drinking female trio. They just released a rather fab 3-track single. I don't know if he even talks to me. And then he says, what sort of guys are normally attracted to you? I didn't realize any were, she says, shocked. I don't know, guys with big chains on their wallets and big cheesy mustaches, otherwise grandfather types or 16-year-olds. That's really embarrassing. I hung up, and I had to go back out and start taking orders, and it was probably one of the regulars that we used to call Pig Boy the Elder, and he always got 2 short Wally Blues, which is 2 short walnut pancakes with blueberries. And I was like, how can I have Single of the Week in Melody Maker and I'm taking people's egg orders? But then I realized it's always going to be like that. That's like the nature of art. And I'll still have to work a crummy job.